Okay, everybody. This is another breathing video. This is ancient. This is from the Taoism. And so these are internal exercises that it is a form of meditation, but in the way that there's different forms of meditation, there's different forms of breathing exercises, and this is a very unique exercise to learn to begin to move your breath throughout your body. And so it's really important to note that when you take a breath, the air doesn't just go into the lungs. You should actually breathe into, the deeper the breath goes, the more it fills your entire body. And so in my previous videos, I've kind of talked about this idea of your breath is what powers the lymphatic system, which is for your immune function, and that's what cleans your body of dead tissues and debris. And so you have your diaphragm here, right? And then you have your pelvic diaphragm, which is a fanning mechanism of the pelvis. And so this exercise helps to facilitate that cerebral spinal rhythm, which is the fluid circulation up and down your spine. And so I'm seated from the side here so you can kind of see how I'm moving. And so understand that your spine, you should naturally be able to move your spine in a wave pattern, okay? It should move very fluid, okay? And so, yes, you can bend it side to side, you can bend and keep it rigid, so you have this slouch act, here, and then if you straighten up your spine, you have this, you have movement within your spine itself, all right? And so, first of all, you have to understand how to unlock your spine to let your body move freely. Because if you're rigid and you're locked up, you won't be able to do this exercise. And so the first movement, first of all, just sit and just see if you can move that wave up and down your spine. And so it's a circle around your spine this way. Let your head relax. Okay? And so when we talk about Kundalini Yoga, this idea of a serpent wrapping up your spine and shooting out the top of your head, this is all forms of enlightenment, spontaneous enlightenment, Satori. In India they call it moksha. This is your sudden awakening, right? And so by doing these mindful breathing exercises, you activate that movement, the serpent up your spine. And so this is where, Yogananda says this is the seat of God. This is where light shines down into the human body. And so by returning to your spine, we are revealed what we truly are, right? And so this exercise, Taoist internal exercise, we begin just below the navel. All right, that's your dantian. That's a very vital source energy point of the body. And so as you breathe in up the front of your spine to the top of your head. And as you exhale, you let your body relax and you let the breath go down the back of your spine. And so you'll inhale. Let the breath straighten up your spine. And as you exhale, follow your breath down the back of your spine. And you'll inhale again. Exhale down the back of the spine. Two more. Inhale up the front of the spine. Let your spine relax. See where the breath goes. Start it at the belly. all the way to the tailbone. You'll inhale again, starting below the navel, dantian. All the way to the top of the head. Stay relaxed, keep your spine relaxed. Exhale, down the back of the spine. Okay. I'm letting my body move freely. All right, and so I'm allowing my breath to lift my spine up. I'm showing you and moving with it so you can kind of see the movement, but the longer you do this, the more subtle the breath will get, and you will stay still, but you will just feel the breath circulating around your spine, okay? And so again, it comes up the spine, wraps around the head, all the way to the tailbone, okay? So that's exercise 1. The next one is you'll start at the dantian, that's just below the belly button. You're going to inhale and you're going to pull your belly button to the back of the spine. And that inhale you'll trace yourself up the back of the spine. Now you're going up the back of the spine to the top of the head. And as you exhale, you're going down the back of the spine. And then on the full exhale, you'll wrap around the tailbone and it comes back to the dantian, okay? So let all of your air go. You'll inhale, and you'll suck your belly button into the back of your spine. And you'll continue to inhale up your spine to the top of the head. As you exhale, it's down your spine. You relax your belly button, and it comes back to the front of your dantian, on the front of the body. You'll inhale, suck your belly button into the back of your spine. Continue to trace it up your spine. As you exhale, inhale, belly button to the back of the spine. Up the back of the spine to the top of the head. You'll exhale. One more. Okay, it's important to note, don't let your mind get in front of the breath. Your mind is following the breath. So wherever you feel, so if you take a breath and you feel this expansion of the body, you have to, the better you get at directing the breath within the body, your mind will find where your breath is going, all right? And that's where you keep the mind. And so as I'm coming up my spine, you have to be patient. Let the breath lift up your spine. And you may hear as you straighten up, it'll kind of click, 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 click. Your spine, you're putting some traction in your spine. And so this is it's like a free chiro adjustment, okay? And so this idea of this wave action along your spine, you have this circular action around your spine in a horizontal action, all right? So you have a vertical circle this way, and then you have horizontal circles in both directions. That's a nice way to loosen up the spine, but you have to let your body relax, because that will, if you're stiff, the breath won't be able to penetrate and move the tissues. And so if you're able to relax and you take this breath, you're able to move this breath along your spine, okay? And then the next one is now your last of three here. You'll inhale, belly button to the spine, and now you're inhaling inside up the front of the spine. And again, it wraps around, and then on the exhale, you're going back down the spine, okay? So now instead of the on the inhale, belly button to the back of the spine and up, you're inhaling up the front of the spine. And so just follow along, okay? Same pattern as before, inhale, exhale. Doesn't matter if it's inhale through your nose or inhale through your mouth. You're just becoming aware of moving breath throughout the body. So however you want to do it, okay? And so while I'm doing it, the breath kind of takes on its own pattern. So here we go. So you'll inhale, suck in your belly button to the spine. Up the front of the spine, exhale, down the back. Wrap around your tailbone, relax your belly button. Inhale again, you'll pull your belly button to the front of your spine. Exhale, relax. 3 more on your own. I'm not going to talk so I can show you. And so those are 3 exercises. Okay, so to review, Taoist internal exercise, you have the small circles up the front with the inhale, down the back of the spine with the exhale. And so in traditional Taoist form, you would do this exercise 81 times. So that's, 36. So 6 is ultimate yin, 9 is ultimate yang. So 6 times 6 is 36. So that's a very yin practice, very gentle. But if you want to ramp it up and really go for it, the full practice would be to do one of those exercises 81 times, and that's a very yang type of exercise. All right, and so again, Taoist internal exercise. These are, I mean, the I Ching was said to be written 2500 BC, maybe even earlier, because the legend of the guy that wrote it, Fuji, was said to live 10,000 BC, and so this idea of this predates written history. And so well, the legend of Fuji, who wrote the I Ching, he was the I guess the founder of the yin and yang theory. He was said to have gotten trapped in a cave, and it was these Taoist exercises that kept him alive. So for, I think it was 192 years. And so he saw a turtle moving, and so he synced up his breath to the natural rhythm of nature. And that is, if that's not a Taoist, that's a Taoist concept in its essence. Sync up and get in the flow of life. And so that's kind of how some of these exercises came about. Of course, it's it's just legend that he lived so long. Obviously, in a cave alone with no food or water. I think he had water in the cave, but That's the founder of the yin and yang theory. And he was actually the world's first acupuncturist, which is, in my world, that's somebody I look up to. But and so he was. We found the yin and yang theory actually written on turtle shells, so the legend goes. And so these exercises, I'll review the video to see if you can see this this movement up and down my spine. It's very subtle. And so again, you have to relax your body and follow the expansion of your breath through your body. Let your breath move you, and that's how we're able to facilitate this cerebral spinal fluid if we update it to more medical terms. In ancient China, they didn't know about cerebral spinal fluid. They knew about qi. This is the electricity up your body. This is the natural movement of your spine, all right? And so if we can keep your spine healthy, this is the house of our internal energetic center. And this feeds into everything. Your central nervous system is your spine and your brain. And by keeping the fluid circulation up and down that, you keep your brain and your spine full of qi, full of blood, full of lymph, and you'll live a healthy. It's a very nourishing thing for your body. And the slower and more subtle you can get your breath, the quicker the qi moves. And so that's a very Tai Chi concept. The slower you move with your body, the quicker the qi moves. All right. So these are some concepts, more breathing concepts. As always, journey on, and thank you for listening.